Hello, it's Martin Lewis from MoneySavingExpert.com here. Many of you have been getting in touch, worried that you're going on holiday to Greece and what it means for your holiday money and what you should do to make sure you're safe and secure while you're there. So I just wanted to give you some top tips. Now, of course, what's going on is all about the Greek debt, and it does look, as I'm talking, and things change by the minute, it's Tuesday afternoon as I'm recording this, like the situation is improving. The Greeks seem to have put forward a plan to the Eurozone that is going to be accepted, and that should at least stave off the problems in the short term. Remember, this £1.6 billion of euro debt that they're talking about is only really like servicing a credit card minimum repayment for the month. It's not paying it all back, it's just papering over the cracks. So we're yet to see how good this solution will be for the long term. So it looks like for the moment there isn't a problem, but let's play out the worst case scenario anyway, because that's what people are worried about. It all goes pear-shaped. Greece announces that it's going to leave the euro. What's going to happen? Well, the first thing to say is you don't change your currency overnight. It would likely take at least 18 months to reintroduce the Greek drachma. So I wouldn't be too worried about what currency you should take. And remember too that the euro is one of the world's big, hard currencies. If you've got euros in your pocket, they're worth something everywhere in the world, even in the UK. Some shops accept them, and if the worst came to the worst, you could go to a money changer who'd give you pounds for them. So taking euros with you isn't a bad idea. And I'd go further on that point actually, because if we do take that everything went wrong, the two big things likely to happen are first the big capital restrictions put on by the Greek banks and the Greek government to the Greek banks that stop people taking money out of holes in the wall or limiting the amount. Now that would likely apply not just to Greek citizens but also to tourists in Greece, so there may be a limit on how much cash you can get. So while normally I suggest that you take the best overseas spending credit card paid off in full at the end of the month, or alternatively a prepaid card, if I were going to Greece right now, I would take a few hundred euros with me in cash and make sure you use the Travel Money Max to get yourself the best rate of that. And I'll strengthen that even more, because within the worst case scenario, the other thing that could happen is shops and restaurants could say, I don't want you to pay by card because I don't want money going into my bank account because I don't trust my bank is safe. I want you to pay me in cash, so we're not accepting card payments anymore. So again, you can see the big buzz is take your normal cheap way to spend, but have a safety amount in euro notes with you. And frankly, pounds would be good too, because it's another hard currency that you could change over there. But generally, euros is the best bet that you can spend. Now, the typical person spends 500 euros a week on holiday, they say, a typical family. So if you're looking to spend on other methods, I'd have at least 300 euros with you as a safety net. And I'd make sure there's a wodge that you don't spend that's kept so you could get a taxi to the airport if, you know, the airport transfer firm went bust, for example, because the economy is teetering at the moment. Now, for all types of things that you're booking in advance, one other trick is to make sure you pay on a credit card, unless you're going via a travel agent when it won't work. Then you get Section 75 protection, which means the credit card company is jointly liable with the retailer. So let's take that airport transfer firm. If you paid them on a credit card and it cost over £100, it'd be expensive, you probably should have got somewhere cheaper. But then, if it went bust, you could at least try and claim the money back from the credit card firm afterwards. And my final tip is, well, I hope nothing will happen, and I don't think there's really anything wrong in going to Greece. There's a risk everywhere you go in the world, but actually there are some good Greek deals available at the moment. It is still worth remembering that financial unrest can cause political unrest. So keep your eye on the Foreign Office website and just check what their advice is about whether it's safe to go. At the moment it seems it is perfectly safe to go. I hope you have a wonderfully happy holiday, and everything I've talked about is a load of nonsense because there are no problems at all.